my
Right.
computer.
Oh, I've never looked up to, I really do look up to you.
Literally, yeah.
Literally today, yeah.
Yeah, literally.
All right, if we're all ready, let's be on the record. Case number 2019-CR1396, caption State of Kansas versus Paul Salazar. Would the parties announce their appearances, please?
May I please report the state appears to Maurice Brewer.
And Mr. Salazar appears via Zoom video with his counsel, Mark Bostwick, on 19CR1396.
All right. We are here set down for a hearing on a defendant's motion for bond reduction. Maybe I should go through like the history. This case was originally filed in December of last year. At that time, the defendant's bond was set at $50,000. I have to admit, as I looked through the file, that seemed an unusually large amount of money, given the fact of what the charges are. And I don't see Mr. Salazar's history in Wyandotte County anyway, that would justify a higher than normal bond. So I think certainly at the outset that was unusual. However, he was granted a pretrial service bond almost immediately after coming into custody. And it appears from my review, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, that he was released and into a drug treatment facility. That facility sent a letter to pretrial services within a couple of days saying that he had left the facility that he was assigned to. A docket call was held the next day. Defendant failed to appear. There was a bench warrant bond forfeiture ordered. He was then picked up on the 11th day of August and is in custody at this time. Mr. Bostwick filed this motion on behalf of his client on September 1st. Mr. Bostwick, your motion.
Well, Judge, addressing some of the history that you've said, that might have been some history before I was appointed on the case. I wasn't aware of the facility or anything like that. I do know that if he does bond out, he'll reside at 13752 Lawrence Street in Bonner Springs, Kansas, with his father, Jose Salazar. So he will be with family. He does have a job. He can work at Premium Home Solutions, which is like a flooring company I think his uncle owns. So it's another family affiliation. They do have ties to the area. We expect him to be presumptive probation for the case. He doesn't have any holds or detainers from any other jurisdiction that I know of right now.
All right, thank you. Mr. Brewer.
Your Honor, I'm just looking here. The only thing that I show as far as his criminal history is a 2004 municipal for possession. So I agree that I think he's going to be some type of criminal history and presumptive probation in this case. There's not, I know these are level 5, so I'm not necessarily, I would prefer if he got released that it'd be, some type of supervised, but I'm not necessarily opposed to some type of bond or bond reduction in this case, Your Honor. Just given the I was trying to pull up to see his criminal history, just looking at how limited it is, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Salazar, look, here's a couple of things. I don't know why your bond was set as high as it was originally. And if you had come see me right after that, well, obviously you did see somebody and they granted you a pretrial services bond. My problem is what's different today than was going on when you got released the last time? Because it took you a couple of days to kind of take off on that bond.
What's different now, I was homeless at the time and I was on drugs really bad then. Now I've sobered up and I'm back with my family and I've gotten my ducks in a row more than I was before. Before I didn't know where I was sleeping at. And I've talked to my father, we've reunited, and I'm ready to get my life back together. I've seen where this takes me and I'm done with it.
All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to reduce his bond to $10,000 cash or surety. I'm also going to approve a pretrial services screen. In other words, I'm gonna contact pretrial services and I'm gonna say, hey, this guy failed pretty quickly last time, but if you will accept him back, I will let him out. They may say no. I don't know. And if they do, I'm not going to force them to take him. If that's the case, then he's just going to have to make his cash or surety bond to get out. I have to tell you this, Mr. Salazar, if you don't appear for court as you're supposed to next time, or you pick up new charges, or you test dirty for them while you're out, all of those things, that's just going to make me believe that there's no way to make sure that you'll come to court without keeping you right where you're at. Okay. So this may be the second bite at the apple. There won't be a third. Okay.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet. All right. So the order is $10,000 cash or surety. And I will order a pretrial services. If they accept him, I will release him on pretrial services. All right.
Can we
what-
set?
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, John. I
Go
was
right
just gonna, I was gonna ask probably the same thing as you were. What are we gonna set it next for?
Yeah, I don't know. You want me to put him on a docket in a month?
You know, we could probably set it for a potential plea. I mean,
Okay.
that's what I'd prefer, like sometime in mid-October.
When we hang up, will you email both Maurice and Denise and ask her for a date? She'll get one for all of us. And if we want to
Sure.
do it by Zoom, I'll just set it up.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Ed, I got a quick question. Is he gonna, this is the one that I sent you, said he may be a good candidate for diversion. I don't know if he wants to check it out or maybe sit on the diversion docket if he wants to do that.
I don't know. I would
Okay.
rather write at this point. I don't know how much money he's gonna have to really see, and I don't
Gotcha.
remember the email, to be honest
All right.
with you. I can look at it. I just
All
as
right.
soon set it for a potential plea.
Okay. All right. So yeah, just email CC Maurice and Denise and she'll get you a date. We'll get it set up.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Maurice, I'll
Anything
look
else
for that email.
Okay.
Anything else for our record today?
No, Judge,
yeah.
thank you very much.
We are adjourned. Thank you.
Have a good weekend. Bye.
You all have a good weekend.